students, our next topic is executive. Okay, government has a three organ. First is a legislature, second is a executive, and third is a judiciary, in which we have completed this legislature portion. Now we will discuss about executive and then and after judiciary. So executive, the most efficient, effective and central organ of the government is the executive, because it includes, executive includes prime minister and their council of ministers. That's why it is considered to be the most effective, efficient and central organ of the government. Next, union executive means a central government. Union executive means a central government, and state executive means a state government. Political executive comprising administration of the prime minister and the cabinet of minister, president, vice president and bureaucrats. Okay, means executive, in terms of executive included all the important bureaucrats. Political and administrative executive officers and employees are in a direct contact of the people. Means political, here political and administrative officers and employees are in direct contact with each other, or you can say in people. The people are influenced by their work. Okay, people are influenced by their executive work. The executive implement the law framed by the legislature, because executive implement the law which is framed by the legislature. The administrative executive carries out the work of implementing the policies. Means whatever work is done by this executive is, it implements the policy, program and planning which is done by the government, and always keeping the aspiration and expectation of the people. Means executive have also a keeping in mind the aspiration or expectation of the people. Means which type of laws is beneficial for the people. Okay, next, the political executive changes every 5 years, or if the power is given up. Means political executive is changes after every 5 years, while the administrative executive is formed by the permanently appointed bureaucrats, and hence it is permanent. Political executive means, suppose there is a finance minister which is changed after every 5 years, but administrative executive is formed by a permanently appointed, means it is recommended by the Union Public Service Commission, and once it is appointment, then after before retirement it couldn't be suspended. Okay. However, the retirement age of the administrative bureaucrats is different in a different state. Okay. Suppose in Gujarat the retirement age is 62, some state MP have a 65, some state have a 60 also. So in a different state, this retirement age of a administrative bureaucrats is a different. Before the retirement, if they misbehave or shows lack of efficiency to the work, they can be removed from their post after following prescribed inquiry procedure. जो कोई भी एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव एग्जीक्यूटिव है वो है वो मिसबिहेव करता है या लैक ऑफ एफिशिएंसी रखता है अपने काम में, तो उसको उसकी पोस्ट पर से हटाया जा सकता है. तो पॉलिटिकल एग्जीक्यूटिव्स आर द मेंबर्स बिलोंगिंग टू एनी पॉलिटिकल पार्टी. मीन्स दिस पॉलिटिकल एग्जीक्यूटिव इज बिलोंगिंग टू एनी पॉलिटिकल party. Their main qualification is to get elected based on their individual honesty to the party. Okay, means it is not necessary that if the ruling party is BJP, then all the administrative executive is belong to the BJP. No, means if your work and your honesty to the party is very good, or you can very famous in a public choice, so the government can appointed you as the administrative executive. Public opinion, whereas administrative executive require educational qualification. Okay, political administrative or political bureaucrats, political executive didn't need any types of qualification or quality or experience, but executive requires a qualification, quality, experience as well as passing competitive examination to be appointment permanently. Okay. Here India's main problem is that in respect to our Gujarat, our education minister is only a 4th pass and government gave a power to changes their education in Gujarat. So, how it can be possible? Okay. The service of the administrative officer is known as the civil services. Okay. This civil services exam is conducted by the UPSC, in which there is a 3 exam, means only 1 exam, but after your score, after whatever getting you marks, that can appointed you as a IAS, IPS and IRS. Okay, IAS means Indian Administrative Service, Indian Police Service, and last Indian Revenue Service. Okay, so these all means these 3 is known as a civil servant of the government. Okay. At the center, the political executive consists of president, vice president, prime minister and the cabinet of minister as per the constitution. Okay. So, means this paragraph is said that there are 2 types of executive. First is a political and second is a administrative. So, if you want to become a political executive, then it is you, if you have didn't any qualification, quality, experience, so then and after you can become political executive. But if you want to become an administrative executive, then you have a qualification, quality, experience and also passing a competitive exam as well. Okay. This political executive has a more power than an administrative executive, means whatever the bill or anything which is made, means you can say that this bill is made by a political executive. No, the work behind this political executive is always a administrative executive, and this administrative executive have a vast knowledge of a different subject, because they already passed the very toughest exam of India. Okay, next topic is the president. The first citizen of our India is the president. So, president is the constitutional head of India. President is the constitutional head, while prime minister is a government's head. Okay. All the executive powers of the federal government is given to the president by the constitution. All the executive powers means any bill which is presented after passing from Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha, or presented in front of a president, then president has a power to give a consent or not. Okay, that's why written all the executive power of a federal government is vested in president, or it is given by our constitution. All the administration of the central government is carried out in the name of the president. Okay, all the administrative related decision is carried out by the president, means whatever written in this bill, then and after in last there is a sign of a president. If any countries, any bureaucrats or a prime minister or president came to India, then the treaty between these 2 countries is signed after the name of the president, means all the work and treaty which is signed by the country, or whatever the work which is done in in our country is only done on the after the name of our president. Next, he is the head of the nation and the first citizen of Republic of India. First citizen of Republic of India. Next, qualification. So, we have discussed that if you want to become a president, then your minimum age is a 35 years. A presidential candidate should be a citizen of India. First, Lok Sabha member, Rajya Sabha member, or if either a president, the first thing is you should be a member of a citizen of India and should be a 35 years of age or above. He should not be a salarized employee of the government or hold any office of profit. Means, if some person is a Lok Sabha or Rajya Sabha member and is nominated for the president's seat, then it couldn't be considered as the office of profit. But suppose one person is belong to the Lok Sabha's member, and with this Lok Sabha's membership they also done some private business, so it is considered to be the office of a profit. Okay. So, he should not be a salarized employee of the government or hold any office of profit. He should not be a member of any of the houses of the parliament or a state legislature assembly. So, if president is nominated for their election, so if there is a member of any houses, so they have to resign from this any of the houses. Then and after they can become the president election or they can fight a president's election. The presidential election is indirectly carried out by the members of both the houses of the parliament. Next, the main or important thing is the president's election and how this is held. So, see, if there is a 3 members named A, B and C can fight for the election of the post of a president. So, the election procedure of the president is a single transferable voting system. The election method of the president is single transferable voting system, or other name is a proportional voting. Means, what does it mean? If 3 members are there in a president's election, so after counting the number of votes after the first round, suppose A getting a 150 vote, second B getting a 120 vote and C getting only 50 vote. Okay. A is getting a 150 vote, B is getting 120 and C is getting 50 vote. So, C is not in the competition with compared to A and B. So, the person C can transfer their vote either to A or either to B. Means, this C is can transfer their vote to A either or vote to B. So, if they transfer their vote to the B, then 120 plus 50 is 170 and he became the new prime minister president, but C transferred these 50 votes to A, then 150 plus 50 200 and A is become a president. So, single transferable here is the After the first countation, the minimum number of vote person which is getting minimum number, they can transfer their vote to the other member. So, that is why it is called as a single transferable voting system, and this voting is carried out through the secret ballot paper. Secret ballot paper. Okay. This is the election system of a president. Okay. The presidential election is indirectly carried out by the members of both the houses of the parliament and the member elected to the state legislative assembly. So, who can participate in the election of the president? So, Lok Sabha's only elected member, not nominated. Okay, we have seen that in Lok Sabha total number of seats is 545. Out of this, 530 is represented to the state, 13 UT, and 2 members is nominated by president from the category of Anglo-Indian. Okay. So, these 2 members couldn't took part in the election of the president. So, Lok Sabha's only elected member. Okay. Second, Rajya Sabha's only elected member. Rajya Sabha's only elected member means we have discussed the total number of seats of Rajya Sabha is 250. Out of this, 230 belong to the state and 12 which is nominated by the president from the field of art, culture, sports and architecture, literature. So, these 12 members couldn't took part in the election of the president. So, Lok Sabha, from Lok Sabha only 530 plus 13, 543 member. From Rajya Sabha only 238 members can took part in the election of a president, and state legislative assembly, state legislative assemblies only a elected member, and state legislative councils elected member. Okay, only these persons can take part in this election of a president. Means in shortly you have to remember that nominated member couldn't took part in the election of the president. A president is elected for a term of 5 years and he can contest the election after the completion of his term. Means एक president है वो 5 साल के लिए रहता है. After finishing his tenure, he can also compete election after. Then that when the president is in power, neither criminal cases can be framed against him nor an order of arrest or imprisonment can be issued. Okay, president अपने पोस्ट पे है, क्रिमिनल मीन्स अगर वो किसी का मर्डर भी करते हैं तो उसको अरेस्ट किया जा सकता है नहीं, विच इज स्पेशल पावर गिवन टू द प्रेसिडेंट. नेक्स्ट, functions and the powers. Okay, he appoints the leader of the party who has gained majority in the election as the prime minister. Okay, whenever the general election of Lok Sabha can be done, after that the majority party which gained the majority in general election, so then and after president can invite to this majority party to become a prime minister, or they appoint as a prime minister. Then with the consultation of the prime minister, he appoints the other minister of the cabinet. Okay, when prime minister is appointed, and after with consultation of prime minister, he appoints the other minister of the cabinet. He administers the oath and distributes the portfolio to the ministers. Okay, with recommendation given by a prime minister to president, they administers oath and distribute the portfolio. Portfolio means different ministry. As long as the cabinet enjoys the support of the majority members of Lok Sabha, the president cannot dissolve the cabinet. Means जब तक कैबिनेट के पास मेजोरिटी है तब तक वो रहते हैं पावर में, अदरवाइज द प्रेसिडेंट हैज अ पावर टू डिसॉल्व द लोकसभा ऑल्सो. प्रेसिडेंट इज द हेड ऑफ डिफेंस फोर्सेस ऑफ द कंपनी. आर्टिकल नंबर 53/2 which is written in our constitution that president is the head of the defense forces. Defense forces means army, navy or air force. President is the head of this defense forces of the country. The president has the power to declare war, cease the war or conclude treaties with other country. President has the power to declare war, means indirectly prime minister says president to declare war, cease the war and sign a treaty with other countries. He appoints the judges of a Supreme Court and a High Court, Governor of the State, Attorney General, Comptroller and Auditor General CAG. He appoints the head of the defense forces, means Army, Navy, Air Force, Major General appointed by this defense force. He appoints the chairman of the Union Public Service Commission and ambassador to various nations. Okay. Thus, vast authorized executive and administrative powers are vested in the president. He can grant pardon or reduce the sentence of any convicted person. Means suppose कोई भी जो कन्विक्टेड पर्सन गुनहगार है वो लास्ट में अगर उसको फांसी की सज़ा हुई है तो वो लास्ट में किसके पास जाएगा? पार्डन के लिए. पार्डन मीन्स दया के लिए प्रेसिडेंट के पास जाएगा. तो प्रेसिडेंट वो कन्विक्टेड पर्सन की जो फांसी है उसको पोस्टपोन कर सकता है. ओके. उसको ट्रांसफ़र कर सकता है कि उसको सपोज 10 ईयर की जेल है तो उसको बोल सकता है कि आपको 5 ईयर की जेल, जो टाइम पीरियड है वो कम कर सकता है. और अदरवाइज कि प्रेसिडेंट वॉज टू हैप्पी विद दैट, सो आफ्टर दैट दे कैन ऑल्सो उसको क्या कर सकते हैं? प्रेसिडेंट माफ़ भी कर सकते हैं कि सपोज किसी को फांसी मिली है तो उसको क्या कर सकते हैं कि बेचारी फांसी माफ़. ओके. ऐसा प्रेसिडेंट बोल सकते हैं. सो दिस इज अ स्पेशल पावर गिवन बाय द प्रेसिडेंट. बट प्रेसिडेंट ये कब कर सकते हैं? प्रेसिडेंट इसके लिए प्राइम मिनिस्टर को और उसकी कैबिनेट को पूछना पड़ता है. ओके. सो पर्दे के आगे आप देखते हो प्रेसिडेंट, लेकिन पीछे से हैंडल कौन करता है उसको? प्राइम मिनिस्टर. ओके. नेक्स्ट, ही समन्स द सेशन ऑफ बोथ द हाउसेस ऑफ द पार्लियामेंट एंड प्रोरोग द also parliament session. He can even dissolve the Lok Sabha also. President has a power to dissolve the Lok Sabha. If the president is satisfied that the security of India or any part of its territory is threatened by a war or external aggression or armed rebellion, he can declare a state of emergency. Okay. If president felt that security of India is in danger or any part of territory, so they can declare emergency by a war or external aggression or armed rebellion. That then and after they can declare a emergency. There are 3 types of emergency: national emergency, Article number 352, state emergency, or other term of state is a constitutional emergency, Article number 356, and last one is a financial emergency, Article number 360. Okay. So if President felt that the security of India is in danger or any part of its territory is threatened by a war or external aggression, President can declare a national emergency. In previously we have discussed that if governor can advise the president to implement the governor's rule, or a government felt that the work of the state legislative assembly is not done as per the constitutional rule, so that's why president implement the constitutional emergency or state emergency, and last is a financial emergency. If government or a ruling party or parliament have no money for their daily work, so that's why government can impose the financial emergency. अब तक एक भी बार फाइनेंशियल इमरजेंसी इम्प्लीमेंट हुई है नहीं. तो डिक्लेरेशन, इंपॉर्टेंट पॉइंट है, डिक्लेरेशन ऑफ इमरजेंसी कैन नॉट बी चैलेंज इन एनी कोर्ट. ओके, एक बार इमरजेंसी डिक्लेयर की है तो उसको लेके आप कभी भी कोर्ट में जा सकते हो नहीं. बेस्ड ऑन रिपोर्ट ऑफ द गवर्नर, द प्रेसिडेंट कैन डिक्लेयर कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल इमरजेंसी. वी हैव ऑलरेडी डिस्कस्ड. He can establish president rule by dissolving the state cabinet ministry. In case of financial emergency, the president can reduce the salary of all government officials, including judge, Supreme Court and High Court. Though the president has the vast executive and administrative powers, and though all the administrations can be considered in the hand of the president only and done in his name only, because why all the executive decision is done on the basis of the president's name, because all the executive and administrative power is vested in the hand of a president, and all the work is done or signed on the name of a president only. In reality, the prime minister and the council of ministers enjoy the person. I have already told you, the पर्दे के पीछे आगे प्रेसिडेंट और पीछे कौन रहता है, प्राइम मिनिस्टर. सो प्राइम मिनिस्टर इज द रियल एग्जीक्यूटिव और रियल हेड ऑफ आवर कंट्री. सेकंड इज द वाइस प्रेसिडेंट. इन द एब्सेंस ऑफ द प्रेसिडेंट, द वाइस प्रेसिडेंट परफॉर्म्स द फंक्शंस ऑफ द प्रेसिडेंट. इन द एब्सेंस ऑफ द प्रेसिडेंट, वाइस प्रेसिडेंट परफॉर्म द फंक्शन ऑफ द प्रेसिडेंट. The vice presidential election is carried out by a member of both the houses of the parliament. The election of the vice president is carried out by the both houses of the parliament. The term period of the vice president is of a 5-year. Term period for a vice president is 5 years. The vice president is the chairman of a Rajya Sabha. This is the important line, you have to remember that. Not a chairman, but it is a ex officio chairman of Rajya Sabha. The president submits his resignation to the vice president. Okay. In a Lok Sabha, speaker or a deputy speaker is there. Remember this is the important topic. So speaker resign their post. स्पीकर किसको रिजाइन करता है, डेप्यूटी स्पीकर को. डेप्यूटी स्पीकर किसको करता है, स्पीकर को. राज्यसभा में क्या होता है, इज अ चेयरमैन और वाइस चेयरमैन. सो चेयरमैन रिजाइन टू वाइस चेयरमैन, नो, बिकॉज चेयरमैन इज अ एक्स ऑफिशियो चेयरमैन एंड ही इज इनडायरेक्टली अ वाइस प्रेसिडेंट. सो वो है, वो वाइस प्रेसिडेंट है, वो प्रेसिडेंट को क्या करता है, रिजाइन करता है. और प्रेसिडेंट किसको करता है, वाइस प्रेसिडेंट को. हियर वन थिंग यू टू रिमेंबर दैट चेयरमैन, राज्यसभा का चेयरमैन है वो कौन होता है, वाइस प्रेसिडेंट. सो एज अ पोस्ट ऑफ अ वाइस प्रेसिडेंट ही रिजाइन टू प्रेसिडेंट, नॉट अ वाइस चेयरमैन. ओके, द प्रेसिडेंट सबमिट्स हिज रेजिग्नेशन टू द वाइस प्रेसिडेंट एंड वाइस प्रेसिडेंट submits their resignation to president. Okay, so we have discussed president, vice president and the executive function of the government. In next video we will discuss about the prime minister.